Welcome back to Notes in the Margin. I'm Dr. Karen McGregor. In this series, I share what I'm reading and listening to and connect these ideas to the higher education space. I often use an adult learner's lens, but these insights travel across the sector. Today, I want to talk about Chapter 2 of How to Change by Katy Milkman. The idea that change is easier when it's more fun. In Chapter 2, Milkman introduces the concept of temptation bundling, or pairing something you want to do with something you should do. The classic examples of this might be listening to a podcast while exercising or watching a show only when you're folding your laundry. The idea is simple. Enjoyment increases follow through. When I think about adult learners, this concept immediately raises questions about how school fits into their already full lives. So now I want to look at temptation bundling with an adult learner lens. I think it's very important for us to be careful when we talk about multitasking. You might want to take temptation bundling and give advice like you can listen to a lecture while walking your dog, or go ahead, study on the treadmill. And for some tasks and some learners, that can work. Listening to an article through a screen reader, reviewing concepts, or reflecting on ideas while moving might actually be helpful. But here's where I want to slow us down a bit. Not all learning tasks are multitask friendly. If a student needs to stop, take notes, problem solve, or deeply focus, pairing with movement or distraction might actually backfire. A reframing that feels more realistic is, what if we use temptation bundling for adult learners and it's not about multitasking? What if it's about protecting and enhancing the limited free time that they have? For example, if you love video games, maybe that becomes a reward after a focused study session. Or if you enjoy TV, maybe audiobooks or podcasts can make a commute feel more enjoyable. The goal isn't to eliminate the things students love, it's to help them enjoy these things more intentionally without guilt. Here is where institutions come in, and here is where we can make a difference. Offering free or built-in tools like screen readers, audio versions of content, and flexible format gives students options. Providing a variety of instructional methods rather than trying learning exclusively to a computer screen acknowledges how adult learners actually live. The key is realism. Let students experiment, let them see what works for them. All right, those are my notes in the margins on temptation bundling. And the bigger takeaway for me is this: you might not be able to study while making an omelet simultaneously. Students need strategies that respect reality. Before you go, I'd love your help. In the comments, put one piece of misguided advice you've seen in higher education or student support, something that sounds good on paper, but doesn't really fit our students' lives. Bonus points if you can name a better, more realistic version of what that advice could be. And then if you want to keep going, the next video stays in Chapter 2 and shifts to the second concept, how to make learning more fun through gamification. I would love to see you there. And remember to like and subscribe to this content to keep it front and center on your feed.